positive. I'm going to have to look on that. I'm going to start a collaboration cook this morning with a neighbor. We're going to load this up with a fuel that he wants to use, which I'm looking forward to trying. And I think it's going to be what he's calling a North Carolina barbecue. So looking forward to seeing how this all comes out. It's going to be a long cook. It should go at least 8 hours, I guess, on the cook, and 2 hours on the rest. And right now it's early in the morning. It's about 52 degrees. I just had my coat on, but doing some of the cleanup here warmed up a little. So that's what today's cook's all about. On with the show. Okay, just filled it up, and what we're using, he brought over B&B. So this is B&B lump. It's oak, so we're using oak for the North Carolina barbecue. So we'll get this thing up to temperature, and then we'll bring the star of the show out here. So all I'm doing right now is I just lit the tumbleweed, and I'm going to let that burn for about a minute or two, and then get this thing going. So here's another cut coming. Okay, what we have here is a overnight seasoning on a pork butt, and it's set up in the pan. Fresh water to put in here. So oh boy, definitely looking forward to this. And the grill's still coming up to temperature. We got it set for 250. And you know, for all you B&B fans, you know, I get it. I'm not usually a guy that burns oak, but that has a real good smell. So looking forward to this one. Okay, the temperature of the grill is just peaked at 268. It'll come back to 250 where we got it set. The smoke is just now settling down, but I've got that nice blue smoke going in the background. You can see it coming out there. So on this pork butt, there's a glaze that's going to go on towards the end of this cook, and that's going to be an apple cider vinegar glaze with brown sugar, salt and pepper, red pepper flakes, ketchup, and then it's a pork shoulder butt roast bone in. So those are the particulars, and then we'll be doing a bit of a wash over it with more of the apple cider vinegar every couple of hours as needed. And then in the pan that the roast is in, I'll add some water to the tray to help with the steam, but also to catch all the drippings. So the drippings will also have a big part to play in a little bit. So no sense in stalling. I think I'll open the door and put the meat in the middle. Awesome. And to add the water. I'm kind of thinking, should I add all of it? So we'll be probably putting in about half of this, and then may add a little more as we go along. All right. So I've got the meter probes in there, because I'll be curious to watch for the stall and all that. So if I knew what time it was, I would share that with you, but I'll do it on the next cut. All right. I thought it was important to timestamp this. I'm running an hour late, so I'm going to be questioning whether or not I need to fudge maybe an extra 10 degrees, but it's going to be what it's going to be. You know how I cook around here. So it's 8:51, so might as well just call it 9 o'clock. And you'll get updated as I come out here. But basically, this is a no-frills cook. About every 2 hours, I'll be opening it and smathering it. So if I miss filming one of those, you'll know that that's all it was. You can hear that B&B clicking away in there, similar to what I'm familiar with the Lazzari. So I'm going to be happy to try this B&B on a long cook. Thanks for coming along. Let's see where this goes. 2 hours have passed, and it's time to sauce this things up again. Also, because I have the meter, I'm going to post probably a picture around here somewhere. Maybe the whole screen will go to the last 4 hours of the meter as far as the temp, but you'll see that in the graph part that I do, where you'll actually see the chart of the temperature, and it's still climbing. It has not gone into a stall. You'll see a dip in the cook or the grill temperature that really drops down and goes up. That was 2 hours ago when I lifted it, so I anticipate that drop happening again. So you can see that, you know, the cook is going basically uninterrupted except for these bastings. Oh. And before I leave, I will let you see this. This is looking really good. I will also mention that this is the first time I've ever done a pork butt. I've never done one on the Weber, but after doing the cook of the brisket, I'm not afraid of anything anymore. But this one really helps because I have the combined effort of my neighbor and myself doing this cook. He's showing me the North Carolina barbecue. And I didn't realize that if you actually say North Carolina barbecue to somebody in North Carolina, this is what they expect. And I love learning stuff. So if you've got anything in the comments that you would like to share with me on that, please do. This is our channel. I am seeing that people are responding and leaving more comments, but I would like to encourage that. I don't have all the answers, but I try to reply to everybody, and the answers you get are sincere. I mean, I take it seriously, and I try to reply seriously. If I don't know, I usually start off with, I don't know, but this is what I think. So if you're going to ask me if I have opinions, I've got thousands of opinions, but what are they based on? What works. So anyway. So let me take you over to see what the meat looks like. Okay, here we go. So this is after 4 hours, and I'll try to get it from several different sides. Looking really good. You'll notice I've got 4 meat probes in there because I just really want to see how the temperature is doing in these different locations. So that's enough for that. Meanwhile, you know that every once in a while I show you the view and the sky is falling. We don't really have as much visibility at the moment as we did earlier today. Interesting. Alright, see you in 2 more hours. 2 more hours. Here we are. So, about 15 minutes ago, I decided to push the heat up of another 25 degrees. We were at a point where I think it was 250, so now it's 275. It was still going to be a 10-hour cook if I didn't, so I'm just bringing it up. I might have to bump it again, but I'm not there yet. I probably, if I bump it again, I'll wait until it's installed. But one more time, giving it a little bit of a bath here. Oh yeah. I wish I can tell you what it smells like. I can just see how jiggly it is. It's like a bit of a jello effect here on the sides. All right. Oh, this is going to be fun. Two hours later. Okay, things are changing at this point. I gotta baste it, and I'm going to tent it. I'm going to put aluminum over this. Should probably let you guys see this before I do that, though. I'm really happy with how this is going, but it's going to ultimately be almost an 11-hour cook if I kept it at the lower temperature. And I'll explain that more in a second. I'm just kind of, I don't multitask very well, and I definitely wanted to get some sauce in there, or the vinegar. The grill has been bumped up on its temperature a couple of times from the initial start, and I think what we started at 250. So right now I'm looking at 300, and it's actually on its way up. I'm taking it to 315, and that'll make sense in a minute. Let me put some water in. Doesn't need very much because there's a lot of oil coming on. I was going to bring you over, wasn't I? Told you, can't do two things at once. Okay, so here's the pork butt. I'm going to post what the temperature is right now. That was sort of an emergency. I had to get that done, kind of a step. So I don't actually have the numbers in my head, but I'm bringing up the numbers for you to look at. Plus you'll see that we're not in the stall yet. So by kicking up the temperature, we'll probably drive right through the stall and keep going. Also, if you look at the numbers here, it said it needed another 4 hours to cook, and we're coming up to sunset. It's like 5 o'clock now, and we started this, what, at 9? So that's 7 hours already. 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is going to go to midnight if I don't push it a little harder. The other thing I can point out is that the B&B charcoal, it was down to here, and I ended up filling it back up. And then I ended up just looking again about a half hour ago, and it was down to about here. And of course, this is the bottom of it. So that was about half of it. So half plus what I changed already, I don't think what we had in here, the full chimney, would make it for the whole cook. So I loaded it back up again. The bag is almost empty. So we're flying through this B&B. The Lazzari seems to last a couple of hours more than what I'm seeing here. I have no idea. I can't really base that on just one cook. We're also cooking at a higher temperature at this point. But still, at the rate it was going, I would have been nervous if I had put this on at midnight and coming out here at 7 or 8 in the morning. I would have thought that, man, it would have almost used it all up. So anyway, that being said. So we're at 320, and that's going to help drive up the numbers. So anyway, you saw the graph, and at this point we're just trying to kind of push it a little bit. So that's where we're at. Okay, I just put some more apple cider vinegar on, rewrapped it. So at this point, I have the grill at about 370. I'm going to drive, I believe, right through the stall. The 4 probes I had in there, the batteries actually in the probes went dead after over 8 hours, so I have a 5th probe. So I just put a new probe in there, just so that I can at least take off where the other ones quit. But I'm not sure exactly how much time the cooking still needs to go. I'm thinking at least 1 more hour. So let's see what happens. I am curious if I have any more charcoal left in here. Actually, I don't. Wow, I used a whole bag of B&B. How many pounds is that? 20 pounds. So this cook looks like it's a 20-pound bag of B&B. I lost 20 degrees of heat just as it was running out there, and using my finger on the button to excite the fan, it's already coming back up. So it dropped to 345. It's already now at 360. So fortunately I came out here right at the proper time. I came out here and it was time to pull the meat. Did not have an extra 10 minutes to put the camera on the tripod and get it all set up and everything. So this is pull the meat off and take it in and then let it cool. So I'll videotape this after I get it in the house, but I just wanted you to know it's off. And the internal temperature is 195. Here it is, been pulled. We're letting it cool. Then we'll take it apart and pull that bone out and get that on film too. So that's where we're at.
I just want to get rid of the fat. Oh, it's hot.
Inside. Huh?
Yeah, I'm going to change gloves. I knew it would be.
You're at the ouch ouch point?
Yeah, it's...
Looks like it's melting like butter.
Yeah, it is. That fat just comes right off. Oh, it's hot.
Ooh, I smell it now. Gosh, this would be like turkey skin.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get to where we can work with it. Yeah, like this. See, it's just... It falls right off.
Brandy's gonna love that. Is that what you were expecting it to look like?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've never seen it or done it before.
Actually, I'm gonna go back and forth. It'll help cool it down. Actually, that one piece is still a little tough, but I know this thing had to have got up to 200.
Well, if you've seen a few of these, you probably have seen one that's fallen apart faster and easier than this one. Then.
Just a little bit, but still, this is, you know, definitely cooked.
It took a whole 20-pound bag.
Hmm?
It used
Did it?
Yeah, it used the whole 20-pound bag.
Yeah. That's why I cheat and put it in the oven.
To finish it? Yeah.
Yeah. Because after the aluminum foil's on it, it doesn't know where it is. See, this is the best part. You want to get that bark in there.